Well, let's see what happens in game 2 then. Picks and bans should be ready for us to go into straight away and see if we can get it. It is a best of 3 overall, so see if we can get a tight game here. If Minute Monsters can fight their way back in, the first chance to fight back in is going to be they have chosen to be first pick after losing the last game.
And then we'll see what kind of adaptations they make. Last time they did ban away the Nike and the Erlang Shen to start, so this time around they're going to ban away the Freya, recognizing Arkkyl's potential with that god. It seems that maybe last minute monsters, they don't really care about camping that dual lane, so this is why they ban away the Freya, and this will allow them to have a 1v1 between those two hunters and still focus on other sides of the map.
We'll see if 1v1s do happen, so the focus is on the Giannis and the Freya from Minute Monsters. Variety's new team will take away Jingwei and Nike. Quite a few things still available on the table though. Thanatos is one that I want to mention. It's not something that we see all the time picked up, but when you're against Variety's new team, you kind of have to recognize that.
And instantly, no hesitation being picked up. Variety's new team did ban away the Thanatos the last game, recognizing this last minute monsters wants to not only have this for themselves, but not allow QvoFred with it, because any sort of momentum he gets, he's going to be unstoppable.
I was going to say, Zeus Sylvanus here could be an option for Variety's new team. Obviously, we mentioned Sylvanus in the last game. Trix will happily run it back if the option is available for him, but they're going to go with the Chronos here, more than likely for Arkkyl. Obviously, with the Zeus drafted, it kind of points it's going to go into the Hunter role.
It's a lot of magical damage for VNT, so last minute monsters has to either shut it down early, not allow them to get the levels that they need, or go heavily into the magical defense. Now picking up a Thoth, trying to match the magical burst.
I don't mind the Thoth too much just because that final judgment, the ultimate in the mid lane, can be set up quite easily by a Thanatos. Thanatos ult can just be used like a Thor ultimate
for the
to stun straight into the final judgment. Could cause a lot of problems for them. And once again, they're going to go with the Khepri over Sylvanus. Still surprised by that.
I'm not really too worried about the Khepri pick versus the Sylvanus option. I would have liked to see maybe taking away the Sylvanus because of how much it synergizes with the Zeus. That's the problem. But it's still going to allow Hestrix to go into that backline, make aggressive plays, and getting bailed out by HalfDevil.
Well, that's if Hestrix is going to be playing it there. It could go in the solo lane for rebound. We've seen a lot of solo lanes pulling out the Thanatos now and again here. Counterband's now coming through. I'm expecting to potentially see some focus onto the solo lane here of Minute Monsters, trying to focus onto Variety's new team.
It seems that last minute monsters are going to take some global options away. The Thor potentially is going to be the Ratatoskr immediately after. Bologna ban yet again just for the Scourge, making sure that Arkkyl will be able to still get off the in-hands that he needs, but it's not as prevalent as it was to the last game because Freya is a lot better at in-handing than the Chronos. Chronos can still heavily rely on his abilities.
But it's
for
also
damage.
Zeus as well. I mean, he gets a lot of his passive stacks for his detonate off those in-hands too, so it would shut both of them down at the same time there. Honbat's banned out, so they're trying to focus on QvoFred here. Minute Monsters, Variety's new team will pick up Erlang Shen, which is very flexible, can jungle, can go in the solo lane.
That's what you have to do when you're second pick. You have to leave a little bit of doubt in the opposition's like, what are they planning with this one god? So now, last minute monsters, they're going to have to try to prepare for not only Erlang Shen in the solo, but also in the jungle and figure out their picks and bans as a result. So Tyr going to get locked in. That's going to be very easy to sustain in the laning phase. But now Xbalanque, I like the synergy there because you have the Darkest of Nights. Anytime Hestrix goes in the sky, you're not going to see him coming.
You're not going to see the final judgment coming either. You can hear it, but you're not going to see exactly which direction it's going to come from, that's for sure. Makes it a little even more tricky with the Darkest of Nights. And I was going to say Ratatoskr is up and available. That's still flexible for me. I've seen Variety run Ratatoskr in the solo, and I've seen Erlang Shen in the jungle before.
True, but without the Giannis for Zyrhoes in this game, electing to go for the Zeus instead, more than likely it should be QvoFred playing the Ratatoskr just for the global pressure. Maybe look for some kills in the side lane, trying to shut down the Xbalanque in the early game. You don't want to see him getting into that mid to late game with any sort of stacks on his passive.
Yeah, I think we see Ratatoskr on QvoFred, I want to say, just because of the double ultimate with him and Sylvanus, double knockups, and as well, you're going to set up the Zeus for the massive damage from that ultimate.
Looking at the relic selection, now we do see a hog this game around at level 1. Hestrix electing to go for some sort of potential invade here. Now, between Tyr and Thanatos against Erlang Shen and Ratatoskr, that's a little bit risky, but when you have 5 players, that's a different story.
Well, they did this last game. They didn't manage to find anyone in a position here, but they might be able to this time round. Thinking about swinging round to the speed buff now, but the positioning here of the boys of VNT will recognize it early. QvoFred just happy to watch them from distance, knowing they can just walk away if need be. And once again, last minute monsters failed to find the pick they were looking for.
Great separation from VNT, recognizing they don't want to fight. They're going to pinpoint and separate their players. One at the tier 2 in solo, one at the tier 1 in solo, and one at the tier 2 in mid, just to triangulate the vision control, and then as well as 2 players on the left-hand side to spot out any sort of rotation. But last minute monsters they really want to commit to this.
They want the speed on the right-hand side, and because obviously Variety's new team have checked their items, they've seen that Wrath, and they're like, you know what, we're not going to go against that. We'll swing around the back and invade ourselves, trade speed for speed. And on the left-hand side, you saw that Trix has actually joined the usual pairings over on the left-hand side. So in the end, this is actually a small advantage for VNT because they're going to have more experience between these two.
Yes, sharing 3 players on the right-hand side, both QvoFred and Variety will have an advantage over Rebound and Hestrix, hitting level 5 first, more importantly. And now going into the laning phase, though, with 3 members, though, even though they're only level 1, that's 3 of them. You don't really want to fight into that.
Oh, well, Variety's going to swing around the back there on the Erlang Shen in the turtle form. Just looking to poke the minions down and let him know he's here. But there's the level 2. You can see the 3 members. They do have an opportunity to go for the elementals now. The right Harpy's already dead.
They're going to get collapsed on, though, because right side mids have been taken by the Sylvanus and the Zeus, and now collapsing. It is going to be a 4-on-4.
Trix is a little bit out of position there for a
damage.
second. That scythe did hurt, but he's tanky enough to just weather the storm for the time being. Elementals go down. Left Harpies are currently down as well. For all intensive purposes, we're still even, but VNT have a slight edge.
But in the mid lane, though, QvoFred taking a lot of poke. The abduct onto Zyrhoes taking a lot of poke. QvoFred barely able to escape that one with the dash. Great advantage for last-minute monsters if they wanted to start rotating aggressively, but there's not really much to take except for those back right Harpies.
That's true, Shells versus Shells, but over in the dual lane is a real man fight here. Chronos versus Xbalanque. The minion wave is coming into play too. And Cosmic could lose it here. No, he will survive. The poison as well as the archers just did enough.
No.
What a crazy trade. Cosmic comes out on top, but in mid lane, Zyrhoes has the answer here to the jungle that was Hestrix.
That's a Xbalanque with a 1 passive stack, not even 2 minutes into the game, going for the Transcendence. You cannot allow that to happen. That was a smart play also from Cosmic because he had the lane advantage. He had the melee gladiator minion and those 3 archers that was about to come to his aid. So finding the poison, even though he took the time rift damage, he just recognized that he is going to win that exchange every single time.
Not only that, I believe because of that, he lost a whole minion wave to the tower there, Arkkyl, which puts Cosmic in an even better position. Talking about position, Variety's in trouble here, but the turtle shield comes into play. Is continuing here, rebound on the tier to sustain back up.
Looking at the potion situation, though, 2 multi-pots for Variety, 1 and 1 on the side of rebound, but Variety should hit level 5 first, and with Trixtank rotating in the soul lane, he'll have the wisps to sustain him a little bit further, and there could be a little bit of a play onto this tier if he's not careful.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on Cosmic here. I said it last game when he was playing the Chronos because he was the one that seemed to be doing well in his lane, and now with that 1 passive stack on that first kill, very important to him. First blood gold as well comes into play to get that Transcendence online a little bit quicker.
We'll see how VNT adapts to Cosmic because we saw Arkkyl going off in that dual lane the last game when he was playing the Freya, so we have to see some transitions.
Rebound didn't recognize the situation he was in there. Variety going to force the Lawbringer in place. Rebound forced to do that just to stay alive, if anything else.
Ulti for ulti as well. The teleport will have to be used relatively early here for Rebound. I don't think he really wants to do that, but now Trixtank with Zyrhoes finding Hestrix out of position.
And Hestrix just being zoned away there by the Zeus ultimate. He wasn't inside the ultimate, but where do you walk to? You can't go into it, otherwise you're just going to die anyway.
The positioning was so good that HalfDevil and Mr. Stefan couldn't really go past that, so we saw the separation of that. HalfDevil only level 4, not able to really get the revive off, so the timing of it couldn't be any more advantageous for VNT.
Yeah, talk about the time and speed taken away on the left-hand side. Arkkyl gets the red buff, and now they're looking at rebound again. Knocked up, but straight into the Fearless to get away back to the tower safety, and HalfDevil, still only level 4, does not have his ultimate available here.
They pull into the knock-up, nowhere to go, and why are you out of the tower alone? You see the health pool out of rebound. He can't even contest that. This is the communication error between HalfDevil that we've seen similar to the last game. He has the mechanics to hit his abilities, but he's just putting himself in these really awkward positions, and VNT are just going to take advantage of it every single time.
That's the way it's going to be the whole time here. Looking at the Hunters once more, small level lead here for Cosmic still, even though Arkkyl did steal away that red buff on that side, but overall, VNT in the lead is another kill on the right-hand side. Variety's going to solo down Rebound alone.
That's huge now because Rebound, he didn't have his ultimate to be able to survive that. On top of this, his teleport is on cooldown. He's going to miss out this wave, but it seems that Variety electing to go for his blue buff before contesting the wave.
Mid lane, wave is cleared from last-minute monsters. They're going to rotate into the jungle to find it's all pretty much down. They could look for a Gold Fury here, though, Tully. No one's here.
Potentially. We've seen VNT make an early play for Gold Fury at the last game, 5-minute mark, and now it seems that LMM, though, They want to be able to find something more.
Well, they're going to force the purification out of Zyrhoes there at least. And once again, set up for a bait. But because of the rotation coming in from VNT with QvoFred and Trixtank over here, they have to just be happy with burning the beads.
Cosmic already finishing off his Transcendence with 22 stacks, able to really have the MP5 that he needs to and the mana pool to just stay in lane forever with this branching bola. And having a little bit of an experience lead, still the same level against Arkkyl on the Chronos. We could see more power plays, but on the jungle side, QvoFred thinking about ganking.
We'll see what he's going to do. He is going to go in there on the left-hand side, but Rising Jaguar to the rescue. Going to save Cosmic an opportunity. However, around the corner comes Hestrix with the dive in with the ultimate. Looking for the pickup of the Squirrel. Squirrel's in a lot of trouble. The root will connect through the dash, however, but he's still in a good place. Final Judgment!
Off! Finds it from a distance. Great play. And now Cosmic trying to get Arkkyl as well. Has to be careful. Jaguar away, but Zyrhoes from the other side. The ultimate. Oh, HalfDevil.
HalfDevil's going to get the ultimate off, giving the mobility, but Zyrhoes is just waiting alongside Arkkyl to clean up Cosmic. Had no escape there. HalfDevil couldn't get the ultimate off at the right time. To be fair to him, there's nothing he could have done there.
No, not at all. Nothing he could have been done there. So Cosmic taking a spill, but they did find QvoFred, who tried to kill Cosmic initially on the left-hand side, slightly overextending himself too close to that tier 1 tower. And now it seems that VNT, after clearing this wave, going to steal the boars away. Gold Fury hasn't been really contested by either party, and that's more importantly on the side of VNT having to worry about the hog coming out of Hestrix.
Yeah, just trying to find small little wins right now, last-minute monsters, it seems. I mean, they picked up, like we said, QvoFred there, but they didn't manage to get out clean because of the rotations coming in from Variety's new team. Sometimes they just have to back away and not necessarily recommit if they do escape.
QvoFred, though, going to get stunned out by that hog, silenced as well. HalfDevil with the abduct. A little bit of damage from Mr. Stefan, but he's still walking away. Rebound not able to capitalize off of that one.
No, QvoFred going to walk away. The tree's heading back towards mid lane with a great route from Trixtank, and with Zyrhoes waiting there, they've got to walk away from the shield, otherwise the chain lightning will just slow them down and give them more damage onto them.
VNT gets the elementals, but it seems that last-minute monsters are the ones to get the right side mid-harpy, slightly favoring them. And now QvoFred into the sky. He wants to find the Thoth in the mid lane, doing a lot of damage, but can't really cover the distance. He does dash and find the acorns.
And Zyrhoes on the backside does fall down to Cosmic. Another stack there for the Xbalanque, but he's going to walk right into the rat and be in a lot of trouble. Round the backside, Arkkyl very low on mana here, not going to be in a good position to really follow up. But QvoFred was going to chase down Variety, but Variety's waiting in mid.
And now rebound with a Lawbringer in the mid lane. Variety finding the kill onto Cosmic. It was a great revive from HalfDevil as he takes his spill as well. Overall, it was a 3-for-1 as Mr. Stefan has revived. And this level 9 tier has not been having a good game at all. Level 11 on the side of Variety.
Yeah, really struggling here right now, and now pinned in place with a rotation coming in, looking to get away. The ultimate did not force the knock up there of him, so he will get away, but the pull is even better.
Gonna find the pull, but not enough damage because all the cooldowns that were used from VNT, so at least forcing out rebound back into the base. He has the teleport to get back into that soul lane, which is very important, especially if Variety is going to be distracted doing that blue buff. But look at this, last-minute monsters. They're heading towards the Gold Fury.
Yeah, the pace of this game is crazy right now. Ever since we saw Cuvo gank the left-hand side, the fighting has not stopped, and it won't at the Gold Fury either. Zyrhoes going to take a big scythe to the back of his head there overall and be forced back, but they don't want to commit their last-minute monsters, knowing that Arkkyl was just waiting there on the Chronos to support.
And HalfDevil took a lot of damage from that Gold Fury, more than he probably wanted to. He wanted to be able to at least start it up, do a little bit of damage with Cosmic, but with Thanatos going that aggressively, which was definitely worth it on top of Zyrhoes, you got to get rid of the Zeus from the combat. You cannot allow Zyrhoes any positioning to get off the chain lightnings, get off that ultimate.
Already you can see notable level differences between the two teams. Variety's new team, last time around when we said, you know, there's a bit of experience difference at 5k, but at this stage you can see there's actual big differences. 2 levels between the supports is one example.
Exactly. We see the gold difference still being the same compared to the last game, but it was the Gold Fury that was being down for VNT the last game. So they're getting this kind of a lead without any sort of real objectives between gold or the towers. It's just strictly buff invades time and time again. And off of the kills, they're able to just really out-farm last-minute monsters.
And you saw the net worth on your screen for a second there, and Cosmic is the only player on the side of last-minute monsters in the top 5. Everybody else around him is just VNT as we watch Variety just continuing to try and pressure rebound.
This is the point where you kind of be aggressive with Erlang Shen, but it seems that Zyrhoes finding the ultimate, but they're all staying inside of it.
And that's going to be an awkward position position. Gold Fury goes down the way Last Minute Monsters, but the fight may be a different story. However, Mr. Stefan comes up big, still committed there. Is Cosmic looking to slow them down?
Wisps.
The Wisp is good enough, but Zyrhoes is like, no, Trixtank. I will detonate and clear that one up myself.
No, you're not going to incon me this time around. Detonate, the Trucker Horn, as F-Dot likes to call it, confirms the kill. Mr. Stefan wanting to confirm his own red buff, but Arkkyl does find it. So overall, 2 for 1, but it was Last Minute Monsters that get the Gold Fury, keeping themselves a little bit more alive. That 2,500 goalie now cut down to 2,000.
Yeah, so they're still in the game based off that Gold Fury.
That experience, though.
Experience is really painful for them, and talking about that, they're losing experience on the left-hand side of the map, they're losing experience on the right now as the speed is taken away. Nobody's going to be back at that left-hand tier 1 tower here to get that whole minion wave, and it was a big minion wave by the looks of it. But Zyrhoes, though, being pressured by HalfDevil.
He should be fine. He missed the abduct, but every single time that VNT finds a kill and the respawn timers just get later and later as the game progresses, this allows VNT to find the farming anytime they really need to. They get the waves and they deny all the waves to Last Minute Monsters.
Minute Monsters looking to pressure the mid lane there, but unfortunately enough, the 2 members of VNT looking for the fight even more. And it's Hestrix in an awkward spot, looking to get to the sky in time. The Wisp is ticking. Is it going to be enough to kill him? He will survive with no HP.
But now QvoFred landing onto HalfDevil. The ultimate is not available, still on cooldown, finding the easy pick and also forcing Hestrix out of the team fight. Now the rest of VNT with this 2-man technical advantage, they could push down the mid lane.
Well, will they go for that? They're a little bit low on mana by the looks of it there. No, actually, tell a lie. They're actually in a good position overall for that. Cosmic forced away from the wave from Arkkyl, who's always looking for a good old fight there overall. And HalfDevil, we saw him take a tumble then. More often than not, though, that's a support player trying to support his team who's caught out and getting caught themselves.
More importantly, I like the way Arkkyl was able to bounce back after getting first blood. And look at this. He's doing a nice tactic sneak behind. This is the whole important strategy behind Smite. You got to flank from behind. It's not like other games where you can see them coming from the minimap very easily or the overhead view. This is why you always want to go from either the side or behind.
But you don't want to make a mistake like what we saw from Arkkyl there. He did everything right apart from you could hear him. And talking about hearing him, well, Hestrix, you're not going to hear him much longer, at least for a while. He's going to fall back to base again, 12-4. But when he wrapped around the back there, Arkkyl, by popping his ability, he gave the sound cue, so he knew, Cosmic knew what was going on.
Just so unfortunate there, giving away his positioning. But either way, still able to clear the way first and then go into the jungle looking for more out-farming potential, getting his own boars. And unfortunately for Hestrix on the right-hand side, without his ultimate, and by going for the Hog and still not level 12 for his second relic, there was no way for him to really get out of danger. Very easy dive for VNT onto that tier 1 tower.
It always feels that when I'm watching Minute Monsters against VNT that the Minute Monsters are never grouped as a whole. They're always 1v2 or 2v3 and then they get reinforcements, where VNT seem to group up a lot better as a team and siege like they're doing now in mid.
That's basically all Trixtank. He's been able to get in the right position and always sustaining the rest of his team, but now diving on the mid lane, Mr. Stefan gets melted completely. HalfDevil wasn't in position. He's rotating from left-hand side.
That was a really weird fight between the two. Talking about weird fight, Cosmic up against Arkkyl now, level difference of 2 levels, even though Cosmic did pick up 2 kills, looking to continue to box. In the mid lane, the fight is still raging on here as the pull from Trix is good.
Oh, he finds the cripple, the ultimate reviving rebound for a little bit longer, but QvoFred and Trixtank has other intentions. Trixtank trying to body block, not allow HalfDevil to find the abduct. The root is good, 4 members still able to pick off HalfDevil.
And Cosmic, the last man standing on the side of Minute Monsters, not sure where to go. On the left of him is Chronos, stealing away his balls. On the right, in the middle lane, the tier 2 towers falling down, and VNT are just starting to run away with things once more.
This is what you have to do when you find the picks, you find the objectives. Arkkyl not rotating because he needs to find the levels as well. He's still comfortably ahead out of Cosmic. 2-level advantage for him. This 3-level now as he just hits 15. Still putting pressure on that tier 2 tower on the left-hand side, but he's going to get collapsed on.
Well, he's going to continue to trade here, Arkkyl, but the trade first is him and a Cosmic is very close, but final judgment comes through from Stefan. He'll pick up a kill, but Cosmic's going to go down in trade.
Great rotation from Variety, able to trade Hunter for Hunter, and now that's going to be a 4-on-4. A little bit more advantageous, I would say, for the side of Last Minute Monsters, taking out a higher level Arkkyl, giving more opportunities for Cosmic to get back into the game ever so slightly.
Definitely the biggest thing that Minute Monsters need to work on going through relegations is their communication as a team. They have the skill, they understand the picks and bans very well. in 1v1 and 2v2s, they're doing okay. The difference is they're not communicating abilities being down or when hot rotations are coming in.
So much damage coming out of QvoFred as he lands on the sky. Nowhere to go. The Purification was available, but without any vision and without the sound cue, as the position from the ultimate was just far enough to muffle that, was the result of an easy kill onto Stefan, even under the tier 2 tower.
Still 2 members of Mini Monsters looking for their second relic right now. That's the sort of situation they're in. As a tier 2 flat tower falls on the left, only 2 towers remain that Variety's new team can look to bring down.
VNT are just running away with this one. 8,000 gold lead, 14,000 experience, not even the 15-minute mark. Variety's level 17. VNT, they didn't get the first gold here, but they were able to really capitalize off of it, and now they're going to start it up. They got it to 50% health. Hestrix, though, they find somebody out of position in the mid lane. They want to find a but the Sanctuary is good.
And all Zyrhoes is trying to do there is buy time for his team to take a free gold Fury. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Rebound versus Arkkyl. And Arkkyl wins that one as well.
Not having the Pestilence or the Bulwark of Hope allows an easy kill for Arkkyl at this point. He is level 16 on the Chronos, though. Trixtank, he finds the Purification onto Mr. Stefan, as well as the Sanctuary. Still not done yet. A nice little pull, and with the ultimate from HalfDevil, they're going to try to dive this.
And they're going to wait for Stefan to go down. There's the detonate from Zyrhoes. Phoenix being looked at as Quvo looks at the Scarab at the backside, or should I say Lobster, as he falls down as well. Quvo gets picked up by the Death Scythe, however, from Hestrix, as the rest of VNT are in the mid lane. You can see Arkyl's pushing towers down on the right.
Accuracy coming out of Hestrix, finding at least a cleanup kill and also giving him a little bit of sustain, but it's going to be the rest of VNT capitalizing off of a 2-for-1. The middle Phoenix, it's not even the 16-minute mark, and now Cosmic and Hestrix, they're trying to hold for a little bit longer as Rebound has regrouped with his team. Should deter them for a little bit longer.
Yeah, with no minions there, as well as not the best at sieging down towers or Phoenixes, with Arkkyl being on the right here. They do have to fall back, but it does buy Arkkyl time to find that tier 2.
It was all an elaborate ruse coming out of VNT. The bigger threat was the middle Phoenix, but tier 2 tower is still very comfortable, getting a good goal lead. The Thoth ultimate connects onto Arkkyl, and with Rebound going in, he finds the Phillips onto Variety, gonna get stunned out as well. HalfDevil nowhere to go.
But they left Arkkyl and Zyrhoes alone, focused onto Variety there, allowed the damage to come through. Hestrix comes in looking for the cleanup on Zyrhoes, but Zyrhoes gets some good body blocks coming out from Trixtank there to keep his mid laner standing. VNT getting very low, forced to fall back. The Phoenixes a hole.
They find the kill onto HalfDevil. Zyrhoes was really aggressive there, diving past that middle Phoenix on his own. That's not really something you want to do as a mid-mage, but Variety has to escape. We see QvoFred into the sky. He's going to land right on top of Hestrix, and with Trixtank to follow up.
The turnaround is good. 2 members already dead of last-minute monsters, and still all of VNT are alive. Obviously, they focus Hestrix there as well, because he's on the Thanatos, someone with the scent of death. He can get faster in the jungle, keep an eye on where they're going, and also execute anyone who's too low.
This is the thing about Thanatos that has been always problematic since its release. It's a very heavily snowball god. If you don't get an early lead, then you're going to run into a situation where now we see QvoFred a 4th-level lead, but now he's overextended on his own. This could be another stack for Cosmic. He uses the ultimate and the speed boost from HalfDevil just to get in position for the stack, but it's not enough. The speed buff on Quvo is going to keep him alive.
Not just the speed buff, but his decision to dash before the stun hit actually bought him a big enough window that Xbalanque can't reach with the auto attacks. If he would have just waited for the dash till after the stun, he would have probably died there. Good decision making from Quvo.
HalfDevil, though, out of position. He finds the root, but Trixtank waiting around the corner as we see a one-on-one between Arkkyl and Cosmic, and that's a 4-level lead for the Magical Hunter, finding an easy kill, and without Cosmic for another 35 seconds. Enough time for VNT to maybe find HalfDevil.
HalfDevil's adventuring through the jungle now, and the jungle is, well, he's not really a jungler now. He's their dead support. He's going to go forward back to base 2. Mini Monsters are just too far behind here, Tolly. I don't see a window for them right now. The Fire Giant started up. They have to try and make a stand here. If they get the Fire Giant, they've got a chance, but it's a 12k gold lead.
They could do it. They have the hog onto Hestrix, but it's not low enough, so he's going to land right back down, but he's landing onto a Zeus ultimate. 2 easy kills. 4 members still dead for the last-minute monsters. They're trying to find the Deicide. Mr. Stefan's dash is down. Deicide, it's going to be a free Fire Giant, and this should be an easy 2-0 clean sweep yet again for VNT.
It's going to be awkward now for them to try and defend, but they still have 3 Phoenixes remaining. They've got a good team fight comp here, last-minute monsters, but the experience and gold difference is too insurmountable, I feel. Plus 20+ seconds on 2 members. This is a guaranteed at least 1 Phoenix.
28-6. I think that's the same exact score, actually, for both games last week.
That's
if I recall correctly. I have to check that later on. on, but oh my goodness, Variety's new team has just been so dominant last week and this week against last-minute monsters in particular.
Oh, in mid lane on HalfDevil, he's forced out. The Phoenix in mid lane still being sieged here. In comes QvoFred once again. They're going to clean up HalfDevil off that one, as well as the Phoenix. And now the decision is, do they go mid, do they go left, do they go right?
The world is their oyster for VNT. They have a lot of sustain between Trixtank and the Fire Giant buff, and a 5-on-4 for another 25 seconds. And Hestrix level 13, frontlining as a tank Thanatos is not something you really want.
A little bit risky at backdoor in here. Variety's new team with no minions on their side. It's going to take them a little bit longer. But on the right-hand side, they have allowed QvoFred to continue to push down the right and keeping Cosmics isolated.
And the Trixtank going to fall for his transgressions. Hestrix finding the pick off. The ultimate was used as well. They have to be grouped up if they want to find more Phoenixes and try to push out those minions. You have to make the Phoenix a little bit more vulnerable. Once the minions do enter the range of the Phoenix, it takes more damage from all of your in-hands.
So as we look at this game right now, VNT going to have to fall back for a second after losing Trixtank here. Into the jungle go Minute Monsters, trying to chase them down, slow down the back end, rebound with a good juggle after Fearless in the side too. But it's Cosmic who just got bursted to high heaven. Arkkyl cleaned him up alone, and now Zyrhoes walks around the corner, picks up Mr. Stefan, who was trying to find a pick on Variety, lazy back in. And instead of the lazy backs coming through, it's everybody on Minute Monsters heading back to base.
QvoFred, he's not done yet. They found 3. They want number 4. It's going to be on to Hestrix. Only HalfDevil alive to try to hold any sort of Phoenix pushes coming out of every single member from VNT. Middle Phoenix is already dead, and with that fire wave flooding down, this should be it.
Yep, open bracket week 2 going to go the same as open bracket week 1, with the last-minute Monsters finishing in 2nd place and Variety's new team finishing top, and they will move on to relegation.
We'll see how both of these teams adapt to the changes between seasons, as well as there's going to be a 2-week delay between now and the relegations. Enough time for both of these teams to really practice and get back into the groove of things. I would like to see last-minute Monsters, though, try to find ways to kind of adapt to their picks and bans, because like the Giannis was really good for Zyrhoes, but the Zeus, though, was even better. It was just like so much control.
But mid laners for the most part is all about positioning, and Zyrhoes is very good in those mid laners being in the right position.
But it's not just about Zyrhoes, it's also about Trixtank. The way he's been able to play Sylvanus both games. There was an opportunity for last-minute Monsters to take that away from them, but yet again, electing to go for the Khepri because of how aggressive Hestrix really wants to go. He got the Ratatoskr the last game, he had Thanatos this game. Didn't really work out too well with the Thanatos, so they might have to go back to the drawing board for that one.
Big question then for VNT here, Tolly, is how do they look on paper? Because we've only seen them against other teams that are coming through the open bracket. This is a seasoned roster when you look at it overall, but where do we think they're going to measure up? Are they energy challengers here, or are they mid-table, low-table in the SPL?
I'm not buying any stock from them quite yet. Okay. I have to be really careful about where I decide that they're going to be, but I think that they could challenge some teams currently. The way they stand mechanically, they're all very gifted, but we've seen a little bit of slip-ups from them in the mid to late game. You know, them overextending a little bit beyond the tier 2 tower potentially. They need to find a way to just pull it back sometimes and look at the bigger picture.
When you talk about pulling back, Trixtank was doing that all game on the Sylvanus, both games there, and he set up a lot for Zyrhoes this game in that mid lane. We mentioned the Giannis, we mentioned the Zeus overall. They had a fantastic performance. His positioning was on point, but he did have the backup, as you were saying.
Like we mentioned before, the communication has been on point. We saw the difference between last-minute Monsters, just not able to really communicate ultimate cooldowns, especially with rebound on the Guan Yu specifically. But we saw VNT always in the right spot at the right time because of the Giannis the first game. The positioning, the rotations has always been on point, allowing Arkkyl to take those 1v1s, take the 1v2s as well, and then transitioning that where in the second game where Trixtank was just rotating everywhere. We saw in the Soul lane very early rotation coming out of Trixtank and without even any Giannis support.
It's true. And on top of that, we talked about a lot about VNT. Obviously, last-minute Monsters move on to the open relegations, so the relegation fight as well, I should say. Their team, they look okay. I think communications is the biggest issue.
Yes, they have to work about the communication just ever so slightly. So that's going to put them at 120 points in this second week. And looking at the points right here, Variety's new team, they win 2 weeks in a row, giving them 200.
And the Dutch Myrmidons are the third team there. 3 teams will definitely go from relegations here into the relegation fight against the bottom of the SPL. Obviously, Optimus Gang did well to get to 50 points there, but then everybody else is drifting down to 15. The Poppies, the Spanish favorites overall, unfortunately, they couldn't find it up to the top standards they've been before.
A team we don't see on this list is actually Stinky Cheese because of last week. They unfortunately had to forfeit that third, fourth place match. They were a little bit too smelly.
Didn't work out for them overall, unfortunately, and open bracket EU has been completed. As we said, that's the end of EU as a whole for Season 3 here, because Season 4 is going to begin with the relegations as well. But don't forget, tomorrow, we still have North America and still teams fighting there, Toli. This could be exciting.
I cannot wait to see more North American action, but that's going to be it for us today on the European side of things.
It is indeed. And with that, we'll call the end of the broadcast there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in again at the usual time to watch North America and which teams are going to be going into the relegations.